play points playing friendly leagues. You never get more than 80 play points back. Which is weird, right? You'd think they would prioritize giving you more play points for friendlies versus competitive.
Sure, just let you hang out.
Yes, yep. I'm in your terminals. I was eating a chip chat. I might have muted Kent Ketter out of saying hello to someone, but I was muted on purpose. Sorry.
Yeah, my blue-green Infect opponent from round 6. Yeah, nice to see you. Good match. I got to play blue-green Infect twice last week on humans at a PPTQ. Ended up losing to Jund in the top 4. My Jund opponent with discard, go away, kill your things.
Green-black elves, no turn 1 play. All right, maybe they auto-pass by mistake. I actually haven't gotten my computer set up.
Oh.
There's literally a brand new computer sitting in boxes over here in my corner, a tower and all the parts. So I'm actually going to be putting that together tonight after I'm done streaming and getting other work done.
I saw Amulet Titan at my PPTQ last week, and I know, well, this doesn't matter because Daryl is a Titan master.
To set the bar low, Amulet Titan is better than Eldrazi Tron.
Yep.
Yeah, man, I'm putting it together tonight. I just, like, ordered stuff because I got parts on sale, and then I've just been gone.
I made sure to check that exact thing when I ordered that processor on Black Friday. Because I knew I wasn't going to build it for a couple more months.
I should have traded with that, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely need to path this. My existing computer, it's not, well, the graphics card will be better than my existing computer, but other than that, I don't think the processor will be that much more. I guess I don't have a good base for how big of a difference it's going to be from a 4-core to a 6-core i7.
Yeah.
Did I have a command? I think I had a command. I don't remember. There was a command somewhere. Any advice for people trying to do well in your first PPTQ? Never show up to a Magic tournament expecting to win. If you show up expecting to lose, you'll be much happier regardless of what the result was. Play Magic to have fun, don't play Magic to win.
I think another point that can be made there, if you're attempting to scale towards, like, you know, competitive play, like you're wanting to do what you see the better players doing, emulation in early tournaments is not a bad pattern to start with. If your goal is to try to innovate and do other things, just realize that's going to come at a trade-off of you're going to have to figure out things on a curve.
If you only have fun while winning, Magic is not a good game for you to play. You're going to end up very frustrated and not enjoying yourself, in my experience, having interacted with a lot of people who play a lot of Magic when with their only goal to be winning. Thank you for the brand new sub there, King Jester. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month. They drew 4 cards. Of course they did. All right, Wrath of God, where are you at?
Melkor, that's games of skill or heavier games of skill. Like, that's kind of broad.
Melkor, not every... So, tying your emotional well-being to your results in Magic is setting yourself up. What's your Blue-Red Wizards board plan against Jund Y? I don't know offhand, Billy Boy. I don't remember. I'd have to look at a deck list. So games that have variance by design mean there's going to be lots of games where, yes, every game involves you losing some amount of the time. Like, nobody's going to win at everything all the time. But games where you literally can't improve over a reason why you lost, there's a big difference between a game like that and Magic and like a fighting game or other games that are predominantly skill-based. Like, in Magic, you're going to have plenty of games where you don't make any mistakes and you still just get completely dumpstered. You can play a good deck and play it well and run bad and not do well in your tournament. Like, that's just how Magic works. Like, that's a big difference between a game that's predominantly skill-based and a game like Magic.
I think the idea of the choice of Omens versus Bugler is, do we want one of the 2-power creatures that Bugler can hit, or just a random card, be it a land or another big thing?
Yeah,
I think the other card.
Yeah, I think I have 2 Wrath of Gods in my deck, so I want to draw to those. Yeah, Bugler doesn't find Wrath, and I was kind of prioritizing digging to Wrath. I think I want to trade my Flickerwisp here for a 1/1, but maybe that's too aggressive. Maybe I should just be... Yeah, I should probably just be poking them in the air, huh? Although this makes Gideon less good. But then why do we have pros who consistently top 8? Because those people show up to every Magic tournament. You hear about the Magic player when they top 8. You generally don't hear about them in the 4 or 5 other tournaments that they go to that they need to top 8. You don't believe me? Go look at the average win percentage of professionals and then do some basic math and compute what win percentage you need to actually be winning to actually be top 8ing those tournaments.
They didn't have to attack with anything. They could have just made...
Nope. And you see, if you lost before the first turn, you probably played perfectly. That's also not correct, because there's more than goes into a tournament than just the decisions you make during the games. There's decisions like... What deck did you register at that tournament? What mulliganing decisions did you make? How did you sideboard? The idea that the only decisions that you make that matter in Magic are the ones that happen while you're playing the actual games, I think those are patently correct. What was my win percentage like the year I went ham on the SCG tour? I didn't go ham on the SCG tour. I showed up to every fucking tournament. And like, not to downplay my ability to play Magic, I'm certainly above average by some small margin at the very least, but like, I'm not some kind of weird savant or I should have attacked with this. It has vigilance. I'm talking. But like, I went to a lot of tournaments and there's no cap limit on that. Like, it was probably somewhere in that range.
Yeah, Brickhouse, 60% is probably accurate. I think Nick had a spreadsheet at one point that I had like a high 60%. That was on like a really good run, like multiple tournaments in a row.
I can actually give you data. Hold on half a second.
You had a script for this. You actually showed that to me at the 2014 Players Championship in the airport.
I think this data was kind of foobarred. So these are some stats of mine. So I have 2,500 sanctioned matches of Magic. Last time I updated this data with a 65% win rate, which is like, that's not terrible.
Interesting.
That's not terrible. Oh look, I drew Wrath of God, chat. All right, hold on. I'm gonna cast this so they don't think I'm BMing here. Let's do this really quick. Filter by format. Look at that. 600. I'd always post this data to people and they'd be like, you don't actually play Legacy. It's like, well, I've actually got like 500 plus.
What's your limited record?
Limited record. Look, there's one event. It is a casual limited tournament. Don't make fun of me, kid. Don't make fun of me. Don't make fun of. Look, booster draft. Look at 60%. Went 6-4. One booster draft on my GCI record. This is certainly sealed. This is probably like the last time I played a pre-release. All right, make a 6/6.
Can we make a 6/6 and a 4/4? Would they sack? That doesn't work, right?
No, it does. Yeah, they're different names, I believe. I'm pretty sure I can attack for tenure.
Chad.
No, it's not true. We played more of them. People sent me more money to play more, and I didn't, Yeah, that's really funny. When you filter by format, I've got like 600 matches of Modern and 500 Legacy and 1,200 Standard and just like 8 matches of Sealed, 10 matches of Draft, 21 of Sealed. It's good stuff, good stuff.
Sanguine's getting the data. I think you had to scrape it from your Planeswalker.
Is that data saved or compiled yourself? Is it all available? So I actually have a tool on my GitHub that could get used to pull your data off your Planeswalker point page, but I'm like 90% sure that Wizards of the Coast changed that page and that my script no longer works at this point.
But the good news is there's somebody out there that probably has a script that works.
Someone somewhere probably has one that works.
Yeah. I know there is and I can't remember, Scene on Twitter. He does the PT stats, like up to date with the events. I wouldn't be surprised if you go near his Twitter and you can find similar ways to, like his process to pull it.
Look at that. It's called Cute MTG Stats. I don't know if this still works. I don't know. What was the last view on GitHub? When was the last time I updated this? What was the last commit? 2 years ago. So last commit was 2 years ago.
Best of luck.
Good luck. Godspeed. People always ask about Damping Sphere in this matchup. This is not a Damping Sphere matchup. This probably is a Kami of the False Tote matchup. Just like Fog seems pretty good here.
Sure.
It does, right?
No, I'm not just... The statements I didn't think I would be making in reference to Modern was, this is a Kami of the False Hope matchup. Just gotta say, that's definitely out of my wheelhouse.
Modern staple Kami of the False Hope, right? Do you believe, chat? Chat, do you believe? Let me know. Let me know if you believe. That's fine, chat. I've got 2 1-mana cards that cantrip. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I didn't believe, Jeff. I'll admit.
If we brick and die, it's Kent's fault. He didn't believe. I just want everybody to know that I'm putting this firmly on Kent's shoulders.
My shoulders.
What are your thoughts on the team setup for Magic tournaments? I mean, I agree with your assessment. I think from the perspective of preparing for tournaments, I really am not a huge fan of the 3-format tournaments the more I play them, but from a coverage perspective, they're definitely ideal. Listen, chat, we haven't missed yet. Don't condemn Kent Ketter just yet. Don't condemn Kent Ketter just yet. What are my thoughts on Dan Ward getting DQ'd from the PT? Well, I mean, if you lie to a judge, you probably deserve to be DQ'd.
I'm with you, Elemental Whisper. I'm a fan of this Elves art. Something really intimidating about those daggers.
That's
what it's telling
you. Look at that! Get out of here! You get out of here! Now we get to draw some cards. I didn't have a 3-drop to play last turn. Everything's coming up Millhouse, chat. Do 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 do. Do. I'm not hitting a 4th land. Not hitting a 4th land is how
yeah, that's fair.
It's the only way. There is but one way. Gosh. Remember when you were talking crap about my boy Wall of Omens? Wall of Omens and I, we go way back. Kent, he's always got my back.
You're right. Sorry, I was blinded by the white.
So next turn, if we don't immediately draw a 4th land, I'm going to crack the Clue to start. If we do draw a 4th land, I'll probably just play Kami and pass so we don't accidentally die inside of combat next turn. But ideally, I want to guarantee my 4th untapped land before I play my land for the turn.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm glad Broken Pots picked up on that one.
Wall of Omens can't block Stormbreath Dragon. Maybe you just gotta believe a little bit harder, and then you can block Stormbreath Dragon.
That's a lot of believing. It's got to get taller and a different color.
A different color. Oh, Wall of Omens. I believe in you, Wall of Omens. How far away is Black-Green Rock from being played again? I have no idea, Fragnad. You can pull up the queue yourself and take a peek.
Can't even deny. I do remember that.
What?
The flavor of Wall of Denial not being able to...
All right. Do we have... Azuris and Archdruids are scary here. It's a lot of looks at Azuris and Archdruids. This deck needs Urborg Karma.
Speaking of karma, did anybody else see? Wasn't that Amaz's plan in the finals? Boarded in the karma for Sivka.
Yep.
Wow, our opponent is going to be real unhappy when we put this Kamiya False Hope in play.
And then wrath them the following turn.
Yep. I think we're locked into doing that now. Like, we don't get to...
Yep. Oh, no! Oh, no!
Ow!
Oh, no! I was so happy that the finals of the Silver Showcase was 2 Hearthstone players. I can't even express in words how happy that made me. Gosh! All the non-believers! And look at this. This even cuts them off of black, so they can't play another Shaman of the Pack and kill us.
Wraith, I'll fully admit I didn't watch coverage fully. I didn't realize he went the full post-board shift. Like, that's A+.
Remember at the start of this game, there were people that didn't want to keep this hand. Can we all just, like, appreciate for a moment how wrong those people were?
Karma. That's what we need to get it changed to.
Can't believe. Do you believe? Do you believe?
Yeah, Adam. That's a lot of people forget that. Didn't he get some very large chess certification at like age of 14, like a FIDA, like grand something ridiculous? Sivka is a game master. Is the only that's his resume should just game master, all of them. And
what about when they regenerate their elves? God has will take none of this regeneration nonsense.
Oh yeah? Interesting.
It's been 7 months, almost a Twitch baby. Whiskey Dingo. Thank you very much. Wait, chat. Thank you for the 7 months and welcome back. Is this a concession wrath, chat? What do we think? What do we think, chat? Is this a concession wrath? They have 0 cards in hand.
Oh, this is not.
They have 0 cards in hand.
Reasonable.
Fragnad, thank you very much for the 3-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thank you for the continued support.
That is stinky.
Your move, Yugi boy. This is all I got.
I like that.
This is all I got.
This is like weaponized memery against the Elves players. You just slide this over to them.
It's like, I was gonna cast. I just got this one. It's all I have. Gosh, I hope it's good enough.
And we're what? Not that many lands off from getting Camelot going, right?
We just need to make sure we don't die to a Shaman in the pack.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Gotta cleanse Manova. I would like that. I missed a point of damage. I'm aware I missed a point of damage. Let's not talk about it. I do have a clue, however, though.
Do you have a clue?
I do. For a little while, at least. Until next turn. Oh, I get to Emblem Gideon.
Can't lose.
Can't lose.
Can't lose.
Can't lose. Get to Emblem Gideon. Can't lose has been declared.
Did it!
Can't lie. I know we're
bingo square.
We're
Is that
living
bingo
a
square.
I feel like it should be.
We gotta work it in there.
We gotta work it in there.
Yeah. Sad chasm. Oh yeah, that's a card. You get to play that. Hope we draw land so we can Chad and then settle them. We also have a threat here.
I just fog.
Yep.
I just fog. You get buys by playing Magic. You're awarded buys for either Planeswalker points or Pro Tour Club level. Das a top plan, yeah. Can't lose.
Rad Chad.
Chad. Crack. That's a clue, actually. Could have one drop.
And then we're 7 landed, right?
They have to be planes.
Oh, they have to be planes. Okay.
We have 7 lands. We only have 4 planes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. People always insist on, whenever I'm playing against an Emeria deck, and they have all these non-planes, it's like, gross.
I know what the Flagstones idea was, because back with the old Legend rule, it was Flagstones.
Yeah. I think that they're in here so they can, like, Ghost Quarter themselves, but honestly, I feel like just, like, playing Field and Emeria is getting, like, enough out of our mana base. We should just, like, play Emeria, play Field, play basic planes.
I would almost rather be looking at Ghost Quarters to, like, up the disruption and then just put a Crucible on the sideboard. It's like we're already in the wrap-up here.
Yep.
That also probably gives you a...
I also think, like, the Ghost Quarter Crucible access is just, like, not a good access to be fighting people on. I'm gonna wrath this board.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that's definitely a fair point. Like, it's not an access we want, but this deck also has 0 chance to be combo, right? Without going to, like...
This is very delayed, but thanks for the 3 months, Time Lord.
An Urborg and a Mind Bend. Is that what everybody needs?
All right, lad Chad. Off to the races! Because, like, imagine if we weren't playing Flagstones, like, we'd only be 1 planes away from Emeria's taking over the game, and instead we're 2 planes away from Emeria's taking over the game. That means we have to have another dead draw here. Flagstones turns Ghost Quarter into a plains, kinda. So, like, that's why I said I understand. I literally said I understand why it's there, and I don't think it's worthwhile. Settle myself to turn on Emeria. Nope.
So the old Legend rule used to be if you played a second Legend, you sacrificed them both. So, like, Kakusho and all the old dragons, it used to be put 1 in play, attack, play the second, drain you for 10.
Yep. I have no idea how this deck's matchups are against anything. That's why we were playing it on stream.
I'm gonna throw out a real hot take here. We're gonna beat the creature decks without spell interaction.
Yep.
Yep.
Our Wrath of God deck's probably good here.
Yep. I would say green X creature decks are probably good.
All right, I can path this and turn it on. Emeria will reign supreme next turn. Kushko saw play in Standard.
Also, one of my favorite decks to play was the Karsten Greater Gifts deck. Greater Good with the dragons and Gifts Ungiven. Did you ever get it? So you play Greater Good on 4 or a Wrath, but then you would just like start putting dragons in play and Yosei locking like all of your mid-range opponents, your control opponents, and your aggro opponents just couldn't beat Wrath into zombify your dragon back the next turn. It was like the dirtiest deck, but of course Karsten was like positive that it worked out well. Like the math worked out well for what people were doing, and it wasn't wrong. It's like when Karsten maths, he maths correctly. He wrote a really long article about like why just having Wrath on 4, blah blah. Oh, it was playing Farseek, so you Wrathed on 3, and that threw off like multiple decks. It was just one of those ones that you looked at it, you're like, this is a pile, but then you see like multiple people just crush with it.
All right, chat. Look at our Wall of Omens, generating value. Getcha.
We can now not lose. Like, we keep the Gideon active and put the Kami of False Hope in play, and yeah, they should be locked.
I mean, it wasn't a 1 for 2. The Flickerwisp drew a card, and it didn't cost us a card. Man, none of our opponents have been into conceding today. We've just been like, had a few games where we're just like, all right, we're dumpstering them, but like they're not conceding.
Yeah. Yeah, Hackcase. It's a definitive, it's a very memorable feeling.
Let me get Kami as insurance here. Stop killing him, he's dead! He's dead! All right, want to know? We're waiting for the next matchup up. I'd just like to thank everyone for hanging out today. Welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time stream, meme, and content producer here on Twitch. I'm joined by my buddy Kent Ketter. For those of you who aren't familiar with Kent, Kent's another person that played far too many SCG events with me. We played together in the SCG Players Championship when that was a thing back in 2014. Mm-hmm. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. I do this because I love doing it, but my subscribers are the reason I'm able to do this full-time. It's their support that keeps me here day in and day out. If you're one of the many people in the world who has Amazon Prime, if you link your Amazon account to your Twitch account, you get Twitch Prime included with that for free, and that gives you a free channel subscription every single month to someone here on Twitch. Even if you don't want to subscribe to my content with that, if you do have Twitch Prime, make sure you go and give it to someone. It's like taking money out of Amazon's pocket and giving it to someone making content. Past all that, you can support my stuff by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. Wrong ad page. Look, man, I'm all thrown off. The camera's over here. Cardsphere.com would love to help you turn some of your cards into other cards directed to other players. There's no haggling. They just take a 1% fee off of the top. Oh man, I'm awful. Thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles using promo code Jeff5. You can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. And of course, this stream wouldn't be possible without viewers like Anoronic, Justin Nivick, and all y'all out there. Thanks for hanging out. Remember, if you are enjoying my stuff, make sure you check out my YouTube channel as well. YouTube.com/Jeff Hoagland. 100% of my stuff gets archived there, so you can watch just the stuff that you care about. I break it up by match. We are 1-0 after beating Elves with our Wrath of God deck, believe it or not. So we're heading on into the second match here with this mono white Emeria control deck. I think if we keep getting paired into like creature style decks, we're gonna have a real good time here today. I think spell-based combo is the one thing we're really looking to dodge. Maybe big mana decks. Austin the Lamp with the third sub gift of the day to 7 crosses. Thank you very much for the support, Austin. I do appreciate it. I mean, this is what we're here for, right?
I have no idea why Emeria is not a legend. Somebody fill that out for me. Why?
Armies. Austin with the 4th sub gift. Thank you for your generosity, Austin. Emeria is in the same cycle as Valakut. And the legend rule at the time was they didn't want you to be able to play your land to start on your opponent.
Oh, right.
Angry Turbot, thank you very much and welcome. Austin the Lamp with the 5th sub gift. I think I'm in the market to keep this.
No, you're right, because it was the Kokusho change. Okay,
yep.
Okay. It was better than the previous legend rule of no.
Correct, yes.
Who remembers that?
It was marginally better than that. Alright, let's do this. We'll go Kami on 1. Emeria tapped on 2. Lad Chat on 3.
Jace.
It was back when you jaced your Jace. You played your 3 mana Jace.
Again.
You played your 3 mana Jace so that way when they played their Jace the Mind Sculptor on 4, it just died. Alright, chat. This is the make or break. I feel like we have 4 Ghost Quarters and 3 Field of Runes in our deck, right? If Magic Online can show me. So if we can't beat Tron with 4 Ghost Quarters, 3 Field of Runes, and 4 Damping Spheres, we should just give this matchup up and try not to win. What's it like playing on camera for the first time at a major event? It's nerve-wracking, especially if you've ever watched a Magic tournament on Twitch.
Yep.
Just like knowing that like regardless of what you do, there's a bunch of people at home that are going to be kind enough to let you know that you suck and messed up any number of things that you messed up. It's like when the people who like to breathe through their mouths like to comment on that's such an easy play, or they did it right so many times, or they messed it up this 3rd time, right? Like it's those people make tons of mistakes when they play Magic too. They've just never been in a position to get on camera, so their mistakes don't get recorded for the world to see. I think that's a big thing.
I completely agree with the both points, but the first one about if you know what it's like ahead of time, it definitely messes with you. I had the joy of going into the Star City events kind of, new to competitive Magic, or not entirely new, but just not that entrenched in it. And I think if I went into it now with the knowledge of what people watched, I would be much less happy to go on stream. I know I took a pretty hard line, I'm just gonna do what I want to do, flap some wings in people's faces. That guy's still a child for being hurt by that one. Get over it. Magic's fun.
You're not allowed to have fun while you play the game, Kent.
The best part about that is I spent the 3 previous turns being just waiting for Storm Breath. It wasn't like it was an out of the blue. We were joking about it, but no fun.
You got a lot of basic forests over there, opponent.
O-ring?
Oblivion Stone?
Stone. O-ring.
Yeah. So, it's funny. So, they keep printing what can only be described as a lot of targeted hate towards Tron, right? Like all of these Damping Spheres and Alpine Moons and stuff like that. The biggest issue is that all these hate cards that they keep printing for Tron, they all just die to Oblivion Stone.
Sure.
You can keep your tower.
Yeah, we'll just wait.
It's a walking ball. It smells like a walking ball.
So it's what? Field here.
I punted in my first SCG feature match. An Aristocrat Spear.
All right, that right there absolved you of anything called punting. Aristocrat's Mirror, you're just happy you made it out in one piece. Complicated.
All right, so I'm going to attack the non-towers. I mean, all right. If there was ever a match we were going to win against Tron.
What? What? Oh, because they're gonna
cook the stone, probably,
okay.
Yeah.
You know what's great? Sun Titan's gonna bring back our friend Chad, right?
Yep.
Is that how that works?
They should be out of basic. A lot of these decks play 5 basics, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I think 5's usually the number.
I think, and for what it's worth, I think we, like, as much as we could field our own flagstones to get that stuff rolling.
You actually can't.
Oh, really?
It's opponents only.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, yeah, somebody had mentioned that. Shows how much I play with field our own.
All right, do you have a 5th basic? But lethal into play.
Not that one.
All right.
Yeah, they go forest, steel leaf champion. We just take our cards and go home, right? Oh, that's right. Titan getting back fields. All right. Thanks, opponent.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Maybe our Tron matchup is great.
I'd have to say game 1, we're probably way more cards than Tron's used to having to deal with.
That's true. All right, so I get to cut these Wraths. To cut this Kami.
Buglers probably aren't good. Like, what are we finding with Bugler?
Wall of Omens is pretty bad.
Wall at least cantrips into relevant things?
I guess. So I want to cut here. I feel like I just want 8/2 power 2 drops.
I don't hate that.
Are these cards bad? These are probably pretty bad, right?
They're really expensive. You don't really Gideon much.
Maybe we don't need all 4 paths.
That's fair.
Lone Missionary attacks for 2. I know it's not a lot, but it does attack for 2. Yeah, I think Jura is probably a little bit medium. All right, let's go. Stony Silence is always a weird card in this matchup. It's a type of card that either it wins the game on the spot a lot of the time, or it does stone nothing.
Sometimes there's just a Stony Silence.
It lets us dig for answers. Like, drawing 1 extra card is like hardly digging a lot of the time.
Yeah, Billy boy. I think I'm leaning towards like maybe keep the walls and cut the buglers, but the advantage bugler is it attacks them.
I really just value like being able to like poke them a bunch.
Yep.
I think I'm just supposed to cast spells here.
Ken, 100%. I think the biggest advantage of it is you get away from the wasted time where folks are not listing out all of the possible like avenues of inquiry for like the logical process of building decks, and you lose pieces here and there. I think the best example was when we were working on Eldrazi. Collectively, it was a lot of black-white Eldrazi, but it wasn't exhaustive to go through the rest of the colors, and there just wasn't good cross-team communication working on those various things. I really believe, and I wouldn't be surprised to find that CFB or some of the other highly successful teams just have a higher rate of listing all the possibilities and logically going through the processes instead of like trying to shortcut for the sake of like ease of communication. Basically, discussing magic theory is a tedious, slow process. Agile seems to be the best way to do it in a way that makes sense. And the best part is the communication nuances, especially with weighting your projects and stuff, allow for a really good communication style to develop where you get away from this crappy gamer like hurt feelings when your logic isn't good. Like it encourages you to get into a more fluid back and forth. Simply put, yes, it's the best, and if folks picked it up, they would lose fewer matches off of just not getting through the last couple steps of checking things out.
If you don't have any added information about other Tron lands your opponent could have in their hand, in general, you should always favor attacking tower last, because that way, if they are using their tower to reassemble their Tron, they're going to have less mana that turn. Do we upkeep? Flickerwisp doesn't have flash, Tom.
I wish it had flash.
Flickerwisp just feels like it has flash because the only decks that play it play Vile. Someone asked if 4 Emerias was too many. I think that's probably the case. I think the Flagstones are hot nonsense, and I think 4 Emerias is probably one too many.
This is definitely a great example of, like, somebody had a deck that, like, they played this back when it was the Flagstones Emeria, chain, and they just, as they've progressed forward, I think there's been a hesitation to get off of certain cards. Oh yeah, we don't beat that one.
That one's not beatable.
What I was talking about, so when I was on Card Hoarder working with Ideally Dumb in the chat, Ken Crocker, he brought agile methodologies to the team process. Agile methodologies are used in software development to go through a logical process of basically identifying the work that needs to be done in an extremely complicated system and then allowing the members to self-organize and assign time values. Basically, it lets the folks that are doing the work communicate amongst themselves to find the best avenues to get through everything exhaustively. And I think most Magic players, especially like the competitive ones that haven't really broken through, are probably losing a lot of percentage points on not just going all the way through their logic. Like, you investigate a certain thing, but you only do like 2 of the 5 possibilities. If you don't go through 3, 4, and 5, you can't say that you're confident that it's a bad or good archetype, and then you move on to something else. And it's just really hodgepodge. I wouldn't be surprised if CFB, that's their advantage. That's why they always find the good decks. It's not like they're intuitively just guessing them. I wouldn't be surprised if they just have less loss when sharing ideas with each other.
Are either of we programmers? We've both worked as analysts for different companies. Kent's actually currently looking for analyst work out in the Seattle area. And then I've done a lot of freelance type development stuff, contribute to a bunch of different open source projects.
I will say, if you are not using Slack and at least like Trello boards with your Magic communication, those are just some good artifacts.
Sir, we use Discord now.
That's fair. Discord is absolutely appropriate. But Trello boards to actually organize all your ideas, separate from your discussion about them, I think you're really missing out on stuff. Sure, McCarver, if you're doing the literal application of it, but remember, for most folks, just not skipping gaps in your logic is really all you need. But yeah, I mean, it's fair that there is a certain amount of QA, like as you're putting through the logic.
Stony Silence. Stony. You ever been sad to draw a Ghost Quarter against Tron before?
No. Yeah. Yeah, I got tossed
from my understanding, Trello it's just a way to organize information, right? Is that what Trello is?
All Trello is it's just one of the more common Scrum artifact setups.
So like, there's a lot of complexity in Magic, which is like, the same like there's complexity in software development, which is why it's used in that. So like, they're tools that allow you to track complexity when you're working with groups of people. So that way people can stay organized and have the most access to the most information with the least amount of work.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely, Carver. Yeah, and I should say, like, I am very low in on the Scrum side. I would defer to your expertise there most of the time. But no, it's a good point. I definitely saw the winky face, so.
How do I beat a 4/4?
Play a 5/5?
Duh.
Well, wait. Okay, never mind. I was about to say, are we supposed to leave up both Ghost Quarters?
I don't think I want to Ghost Quarter here. I think I just need to hit my lands for my Sun Titans. I just need to like hope that they don't have it next turn, I think. And if they like cast Sylvan Scrying, I can Ghost Quarter them in response.
Yeah, ideally, like I think that's the big emphasis, and I'll just admit my lack of volume of work experience with it definitely made it where I wasn't able to hammer that point home. Magic players lose value by not tracking everything. You're already doing the work, you're already playing the matches. Write that stuff down and let other people look at it.
It's Oblivion Stone, deal. All right, if they don't have it, holy gosh. Somebody marked the calendar, the Tron player didn't have it. That's a good one. That's a good one, yeah. Figured out how to beat a 4-4.
That's the one. I'm still voting play the 6-6, but you know.
I don't. Ooh, doggy.
Dude, are we gonna name Oblivion Stone, Jeff?
Nah, man. We're gonna name Karn Liberated. Because Karn Liberated takes up my Stony Silence. They have a 5-3, but I've got 6 6s.
If anybody gets involved in Jira, you should know on my taskbar, Jira is marked as hell. Like, it doesn't say Jira, it just says hell. Yeah.
It just says hell. Well,
it's a thing.
I guess.
Alexa, create a holiday.
All right. Yay! Welcome to Epic Sphere, right on time. So they have Map, Star, Karn. Karn. Shouldn't you attack with one of the creatures that you want to get back? Now, I have a Field of Ruin that I'd like to get back. I'd also like to be able to like have the option to double block here.
Oh, wow.
Why so aggro?
I think it's a smart
Kent,
choice.
you said Alexa out loud. She created a holiday for me. God, I should start doing that. Just like, Alexa, do this.
Somebody faced a big lawsuit for that. Like, wasn't there a commercial that did that over the Super Bowl, and they were like, "Whoa, no!" Like,
I think you're right. I think
there was like a whoa, folks. I mean, tinfoil hat time. They've already got all your data.
Burger King did it with Android. It was Burger King. Yeah.
Thank you, T-Pass.
You ready to fear my Titans? Order 20,000 live crickets, confirm order. Unplugging every time I watch you.
Start saying, Alexa, turn on the TV.
Yeah, we gon' wasteland them, chat.
This is spicy meatball.
Bugle. You were supposed to sing the song of my people, Mr. Bugler. Instead, I got nothing.
Yeah, we definitely need to get Spyglass on Ugin to lock it up.
Whew. When they tapped the 8th land, I got a little worried there. I was like, oh no! Kent said the U word. I was like, oh no, Kent said the U word. Must wasteland faster.
Yeah, our opponent played us, I think, twice today. They definitely know how to play the crowd.
I think I'm actually supposed to Ghost Quarter them again here, because I'm pretty sure they only have 5 basics. Oh, I should have been Field of Ruining. I should have got a Field of Rune back here.
Yep.
That was a mistake. Yeah, so they only have 5, so this means they can't Ugin us next turn. Oh, Titan's a free GQ. Yeah, it totally is. I even had that in my head too, and then didn't do that.
Oh yeah.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Hopefully we're on a build our own adventure book. They should be dead on board here, but instead they're not. Listen, whenever people talk about things spying on them, if you are using a Windows computer or an OS X computer or own an Android
iOS.
phone or an iOS device,
Flip you on the
guess
phone.
what? They're listening to your... Sir, my phone runs actual Linux just like my computer. There's none of this Android, Google, Java stuff.
That's neat. My favorite is if anybody signs up for Google services, Gmail.
That being
any of
said, I use a Gmail account and I'm using Google Chrome as my web browser right now. Just like, can you just chip me and get it over with already?
Yeah.
Just like put all my data on a USB that pops out of my finger.
I don't know the Fleshbag Marauder joke.
I don't know the Fleshback Marauder joke either. Yep, yeah, it was a good pickup, cards.
Yeah.
It was a good pickup. What kind of phone? This is a Sony Xperia X running Sailfish OS.
I will give Jeff props for his mobile operating system. It's actually smooth and a good
I like my phone.
I will say the Linux thing you can have a debate, but like that's nifty and neat. I also love my Apple connectivity, so you know whatever.
Look, man,
Hit me again, Josh.
I don't have any data that's not. I don't have any data I'm worried about selling. They can take it. They can take it all.
The U.S. government has my DNA, like all that stuff from Intel. Like I can't do anything. Like we're fine. Just give it up.
Chrome is so bloated compared to Firefox. You know, people say that, and then like the internet is heavy. Like you load a Flash video or HTML5 video or Netflix or whatever these media services are playing on, like it takes a lot of CPU and processor speed. It's not just Chrome that's a hog. It's the internet that's a hog. You just buy a phone and go to a company that uses SIM chips and you just like, give me the SIM chip. Mm-hmm. I'd pay for the service on the SIM chip.
Ooh. I think we have a wow. Discard to hand size.
We're very unlucky.
Yeah. This might be an okay matchup, but
we do have
a lot of Lone Missionaries.
We do have 4 Lone Missionaries in the main. And actually, so one of the things that basically every modern game does this at this point. Hex, Hearthstone, Magic. I guess Eternal doesn't, but they're just like Magic Light. The Warhammer game, you can kind of predict what kind of deck your opponent is playing from startup information, right? Like setup information. Like you could, if you're familiar with the game like Hex, you could know if they're playing an aggro deck or a control deck based on their champion.
Yep.
Same thing with Hearthstone, like Shamans usually. Season to season, you can know Shamans
You
usually.
get some insight.
Yeah, some insight.
Yep. I appreciate guidance. I do. That is my least favorite thing about Modern is looking at my hand and being like, it's fine if this, and the game will be over if it's
this.
these other
Yes.
things. And it's just like...
Yep, it's very, very annoying from a little a perspective like that. What advantages does Sailfish have over Android? All the native apps on Sailfish have a very unified look and feel compared to Android. So they have something called ambiances. So when whatever picture you set as your background, the system takes a key color of that picture and extends it to like the keyboard and all of the highlights and pop-ups and everything, so it all feels really integrated. I assume we're dead here. Alrighty, that's a pretty good one. Now the real question is, what do I do with him? I think I just Emblem, right?
Somebody just said Emblem.
Emblem just is like game 3. And then if we can survive to get to here, we'll be great.
Okay.
Yeah, big Gideon plus emblem is very good here.
I was like, small Gideon dies. Oh, wait, that other one.
Can I get a missionary on top? Wrath of God. Huh.
I mean,
I think I'd rather play Bugler, right?
I think so. If you find Kami of False Hope or Lone Missionary. I mean,
that's the wrong 2-1. All right, probably dead. They suspended a Rift Bolt, so
yeah, 3 cards. If we're not dead,
yeah, we have to hope they have a bunch of 2-mana spells, none of which are Boros Charm and Step Shard Volley. Yep.
M Carver, not grinding. Definitely, adulting or attempting to find actual work. But I do want to eventually get on the Pro Tour and go back towards that. Yeah.
I mean, and this is just like a good example. I agree with the people in chat that are saying like this is probably a good matchup for us on average, but this game especially is just a good example of like why these decks that are aiming to be interactive instead of proactive tend to struggle in Modern in general. Even though we have 4 Lone Missionaries in our main deck, this matchup is still just something we're going to get clunked out of in some number of game 1s because we keep a hand that's like kind of okay in general, but just like doesn't line up well into burn, and then we're down game 1 because of we had to keep a hand not knowing what we're playing against. That's why the interactive decks, the decks that are looking to like do things based on what their opponents are doing, they tend to be much more successful when they have information about what the opponent is playing.
The old turn 1 Emeria, whew.
I'm just gonna go boop, 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 and then hopefully this finds a thing. Okie doke. This is my 2-1 for 2. I don't know if I'm sold on these Remorseful Clerics. I'm not sure that this effect is necessarily amazing.
I could see like a couple of them, just to have like a getcha for a graveyard effect, but 4 or 3 or whatever is like...
The full 4 is a lot.
Yeah.
It's an Eidolon. If this is an Eidolon, do I just like Gideon Plus? Just Helix deal. Do I want to just Gideon Plus?
I think it's Bugler. Well, I mean, you're right, because Gideon Plus will make it be 2 spells from him, right?
Yeah, or a Boros Charm.
Yep.
I just leave this back just in case they have a Tailor or a Goblin Guide. Because, like, even if they just kill him, even if he's just like a gain 4 here, like, this is fine, I think.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. We're not in block. Did we draw off that?
We did not.
Okay.
Okie-doke. We're at 14 here. It's a good start.
We're gonna Flickerwisp the Bugler too. Well, if they tap out like friends do.
We did beat Tron, actually.
Yes.
We are 2-0 in this league.
Target though. Oh.
I missed damage. Yep, it's fine. It's fine.
I was gonna say if he has the burn spell, but
no, I think this game this gained health.
Yeah. The bolt there is good. You're right. But it's finding
20.
Cleric is much better. Hey, Sanguine. That's a really good point. Jeff, draw the life gain bear. You're drawing the wrong bear.
Missionary. Mission is scary. Starter evolution. Polluting the airways. Woo! I can appreciate a burn player that knows when we're done here.
Oh, wow. I thought the rule was for the lyric.
I appreciate you, opponent. You know what's up. You done this. You done this before. Player. You ain't new. You know what's going on. Ain't nobody twisting your arm, making you play magic you don't want to play.
Sure.
Tasty. Oh no, they're gonna know it's coming, chat. They're gonna know it's coming.
So we go Flagstones, Inspector.
Yep. Inspector says gain 2, eventually draw a card.
The opponent has played Knifey Spoon.
Oh, baby. Wow, baby. Unmulligan me. Come on.
So
Come on.
Block the 1, right?
Yeah, unmulligan me. Rude. Missionary.
Tap the white.
Missionary.
Good to get this around that crack.
Crack this one. All right, in before Searing Blaze.
Yeah, but they won't. Oh, I was about to say, but they won't have the land, but they'll have all bolts. Would you like to join me in a block here, Jeff?
This is great, definitely. I think I'm put.
Yep.
Proto Taylor. Easy pump.
Like it's yeah. I was about to say this. If this doesn't draw out the.
I think I just go ahead and Omens here.
Yeah.
We get an untapped land. We're just like done taking damage from these dorks. Okay. They have 2 cards left. We're at a virtual 12. So that means we have some time to draw out of this.
I still like the block here.
Yep, definitely. It's on the Goblin Guide, right?
Yep.
All right. Sign me up.
It's the top card. Oh. Well.
Another Omens, yep.
Okay. Okay.
I guess if they have double spell here, I technically gain 1 more blocking here.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, maybe this was loose. It's like I'm at 4 now and I could be at 5. Please don't kill me. 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 Please. Please. Please.
Chad. Definitely not pathing a wall, but I think it's
Emblem.
yeah.
Emblem.
Chimblem?
Gemblem. How do you feel about Chemblems this time of year? I love my Chemblems.
That's game 3.
The Chemblems are blooming in the morning. You feel it? Feel the Chemblem blooms? Can you feel the Chemblems tonight? Do 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 do.
No.
Am I dead yet? Oh no! I think we're dead, chat. I think we're dead. I think we're dead, chat. Oh no!
Don't tap the other one. No!
Good news. The 1 extra damage we took didn't matter. Dead to burn. Beat Tron, dead to burn. Nice Lone Missionary deck. All right, we're 2-1. We're 2-1. Let's rally it back. I just need everybody in chat to believe. And if you are a fan of strange combo decks, you're gonna want to make sure you're here for the next one. The next thing we're playing today is going to be quite the experience. We've got some Bubble Hulk coming up, featuring some makeshift mannequins and some footsteps of the Goryo.
This is for 3-2?
No, we're 2-1. We're 2-1.
2-1. Sorry.
We only got to bat 500 to 3-2. Look at that! What if they're playing Burn? This hand's great.
So they're playing combo?
Celestial Colonnade, Spire Bluff Canal, Sleight of Hand.
Breeding Pool, Birds of Paradise.
Oh no! Path the bird. Have you heard about my bird? I said a bubba. How do we ever beat a bogle? Whew! Whew!
Could still be mobiles.
Just playing. Stop it. Bogles doesn't play that card. Just playing a bad deck like humans instead of a scary deck like Bogles.
This might be a good matchup for us.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping. Confirmed not humans.
What?
Looks like some poopy bears. They could be playing the old green-white Eldrazi evolution deck that I streamed for a while. How do we ever beat a Bugler, right?
Or Settle the Wreckage and Kami the Falso. What's this? Just stuff.
These are decks that I already have up on my website, and these are a list of decks that, as I think of them that I would like to add up there still. So this doesn't actually block this, but I think drawing a card is better than... They could be playing Bant Eldrazi as well, that's true.
Oh, I forgot Horizon Canopy is a legal card in Bant Eldrazi.
I should have attacked with this. I can't block anyways. Can't block, must attack are the same things.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know that Matter Reshaper is super common inside of Bant Eldrazi.
It's a card that like fills up the last couple slots. Like they 4-up the other stuff, and then they're like, I have 58 cards.
In the game of Modern Name That Tune, you have to watch the opponent's first 3 game actions, then try and write down their entire deck list. Can anybody beat me at this game? I'd probably be pretty good at that. I've definitely played this. As far as like raw number of reps goes, I've played me some Modern in my time. You could also do a variation where you list every deck that they could possibly be. What is it called? Restoration Angel. Oh lordy, chat, I've been played. I thought playing my cards first didn't matter. My sequencing's been led astray. I've been led astray by my sequencing, chat. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Part of me really hopes they evolve this Matter Reshaper into a Kiki Jiki. We have that's a Displacer, yep. Who wanted in the bin for Emeria later? Got him.
Holy.
Can't get her, I might have attacked into a Restoration Angel. You'd think of all the people that could see that card coming, it would be me, but...
That's embarrassing, man.
It's a little embarrassing. I played my cards pre-combat so I could get my F6 value. Oh my god. Oh jeez. Oh, I'm not even on their level, chat. I'm not even on their level. No, you could have clicked. That's where we were going. That was... Alright.
I'm helping you out, folks. I think that was the right call.
I think that was definitely the right call.
If he looked at it much longer, he might have gone blind.
Look, listen, chat. Mistakes were made, okay? Mistakes were made.
Pyrathion, can we get his list? You're referring to the opponents?
Can we keep Kenty's strictly better Klets?
That's Klets.
Up your game.
Asking for the opponent's list, Andrew did mention that he was a fan of the stream. Wouldn't be surprised if he drops by. Maybe in a minute or two. Ask for it.
Listen, I've never read the card Restoration Angel before, Chad. I have no idea the interactions that it goes.
Patrick Gooley's on the right level. I know you're doing that to try to get more people to play Resto.
Sir, I love her. She is my beautiful lady, okay? Don't tell Christy I said that. Restoration Angel and Spellstutter Sprite. If you have Restoration Angels of multiple different hearts, they can blink each other. God bless. I'm gonna get Reality Smasher next turn and concede. These 24 land decks with no card selection, it's just like, they're so medium.
I want to let our opponent know this is like, yeah, that's a hand. You draft Bugler for card selection, Jeff.
Yeah, that's, yep. I wonder if they're just playing...
Thought not here.
I can't even kill it with Settle the Wreckage now, the stupid sweeper. I bet you they're not... I bet you... Well, they showed us Ancient Stirrings, right? I was going to say, I wonder if they're not playing green, but they had Noble Hierarchy and Ancient Stirrings.
Mm-hmm.
Dear God, it's me again. All right, we're 2-2, chat. We've rolled 2-0.
Deviation. Yeah. Nope. We're right
We've
back.
pulled the 2-0 into the 2-2. I'm sure the people out there with the 2-0 to 2-3 bingo square are rooting against us. You all are terrible people and should feel bad. We're gonna win this last one because this is a real modern deck.
So like we had two really good matchups to start. We had the...
I don't actually know that Tron's a good matchup.
That's fair. I would say we had a good matchup to start.
Yeah, Elves was great. Yeah.
We hit our side. We hit a good draw for one.
Yep. Our
we
cards
had a
lined
bad
up
draw for burn, and then we just got bodied.
That was not pretty.
It's been the full spectrum. So we'll just see what happens. Oh, Steam Vincent Visions.
Coach Berg, are you playing Eldrazi Evolution? Were you Andrew on Moto? People thought your deck was sweet because it was.
I'm just saying you kept like that. You kept 7. That was a 7 to keep.
If you want to practice being a professional Magic player, get a minimum wage job and then work it 80 hours a week. It's good practice.
Coach, that's absolutely it. Coach Shadow, become a content creator first. If the connotation is professional, meaning your income source is from Magic in some way, it's not from playing.
Yep. Yeah. The people that play Magic professionally in events and stuff, they generally don't derive their income from playing those events. I just posted to a deck list site, Berg, and then link it. MTG Goldfish, tapped out, etc.
Just right here in chat.
How do I ever beat Goblin Electromancer?
You don't.
Look, I have a 2...
Remorseful Cleric! Put it in play!
Oh, baby! Woo! All right, we figured out why the clerics are there. We figured out why the clerics are there. We did it. And Tormod Spirit.
Our opponent's gonna remand it.
Shut up. I love my Tormod Spirit.
Opponent's like, wow, that's cute. Please.
I mean, Steam Vent, no Sleight of Hand cantrip isn't guaranteed Storm. Let me elaborate, have more money coming in than going out. The number of people who successfully derive all of their income from just playing Magic the Gathering are very few and far between.
I do think attempting to be more money in than out. Network with folks.
Oh, you're just talking about break even.
Yeah, break even. You want to...
Breaking even's not too hard.
Network to share cards, make content in small amounts to help offset a few things, especially if you can leverage it into some Moto cards, access to Moto cards. Beyond that, document everything and fight with data. Like, you're not going to get better by just attempting to, like, feel your way through it. Like, write everything down, track every match you did. When I jumped on the card...
Oh, no!
brought. I basically played 100 matches with Grixis Delver and documented every one. Like, started with that. So, I don't know. Document everything.
Why is Burrell a 1/3, Kent?
Because it should be.
This is actually really useful content. I get to sit here and complain about dying to Storm, and you provide useful commentary about something else.
Like, I can see the merit of having another talking head involved, especially when they're somewhat at different ends of the game perspective.
No, all the decks are 3/2s. Every deck wins more than it loses. Mm-hmm. That's just how this works. Kind of sad man Nass, because the top 1% or 5% of poker players that make their living playing tournament poker, they make large amounts of money because those tournaments pay out large amounts of money. The top 1% of Magic players don't make that good of money. Like there's 5 tournaments a year where if you get like first, you've made enough money to have it be.
Now I will say it's a fair point if he's referring to the fact that like the way most poker players can leverage money is through online play and the grind, like over and over and over again. I have a few friends from Seattle where poker is a little bit more easy to play. Quite a few of them have done that, but Jeff's point is still absolutely valid and the smartest.
Yeah, Ephra made 300K and he only finished like top 32, right?
Yeah. Ayame, that is awesome. That is awesome. Best thing you can do for them, by the way, do some nice visualizations if you don't mind messing with Tableau. Get them, look at Hearthstone's visualization for their HCT events. If you offer that back to the store, think of a great way to get like the lesser players more interested in broad pictures and also shut down these terrible arguments over like this deck's popular.
How much will it cost to have you and Kent commentate a tournament? That requires us to have a tournament that someone wants us to commentate. I mean, yeah, poker has a bigger, like, poker's just upfront about the buy-in cost. I bet if you polled people that have gotten to the Pro Tour, most of them have spent far more than the $10,000 it costs to enter the biggest World Series of Poker tournament.
Perfect, Ayami, yeah.
So they have Repeal back in their hand, which kind of sucks because they get to bounce our Remorseful Cleric, but I really don't have anything useful to do.
Yeah, Sandman Nest, that's a fair point. The other thing is...
Do I nuke their graveyard here?
Yeah.
It like denies them a card.
I mean, you're not recasting it here.
Yep. Like have enough stuff in here that it's scary. Yeah, I think I cracked this time to deny them the card. They're just like kind of flailing around. And like hopefully I can hit a Sun Titan or another cleric here.
I don't think they'd have a hard time beating Gideon, because don't they just grape shot with the first 3 copies targeting and like redirected to Gids? Or whatever the appropriate one is.
When Time Lord mentioned Jeff casting a tournament, someone in WotC PR got a shooting pain in their gut and doesn't know why.
Inner GG, was there like a discrepancy based on like the arbitrary placing of 5th and 7th because of like seeding?
I could Gideon plus and they'd be forced to attack into my stuff. That makes sense. It's decent. So like they need to go for it this turn then. Because like this will trade with this and then Gideon will down tick and kill morale.
Jay Gross, that's probably a fantastic article to read. Bob does have a lot of good insights on Legacy. I'd be interested to see why he says that. Zach, we have no idea.
Zach, have you ever considered that our opponent is incredibly unlucky, and I am very lucky, and when you line these things up simultaneously, it leads to us not currently being dead? I can just kill them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And if they somehow have like a thing for this, we can like Wrath their Brawl away.
That's true, yeah.
Like, we got things. Okay.
All right, now I just play him and down tick.
I think so. Yep.
Nope, no instant speed Flickerwisps. So because they're dead on board 2 different ways, I'm actually gonna flick my Flicker, and then I'm gonna take one of their Steam Vents away. Because like, if they're comboing off without a creature, they need a lot of mana. I don't think like drawing one more card is gonna be very useful for us.
Rabid Goat, I mean, that's a pretty common tactic to make, like, the top payout be a little more appealing or whatever. Like, then you could advocate, like, first prize is that, but yeah.
Yep.
That's fair. That's fair. And yeah, I would say that's pretty reasonable for folks to be like, you know, what the heck? Like, you made top 8 at this event and you didn't even, like, break even on your travel costs? Like, that's probably a bad look.
I don't actually think Tron's a bad matchup for Blue-Red Delver. In fact, I think Tron being a decent matchup for Blue-Red Delver is one of the reasons to play it. Lone Missionary's pretty bad here. Chad attacks as a 4/4. Kami is bad. I need the paths. Sun Titan is expensive. Yep, let's do that. Yeah, that's because pretty much all Magic tournaments don't scale their prizes with attendance. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Blue-Red Wizards is pretty dead to Vengevine and Dredge decks. Every deck in Modern has matchups that it loses, chat. That's just how the format works. It's okay to go, this is a matchup where I'm not going to have any play and I'm going to die for the most part. If you're not okay with that, you can't play this format.
The only actual logical way to offset that is to just try to play something proactive and hope the plan of, like, getcha works. If you are locked into that, which was kind of where I was at for a minute, get more proactive. At least you can say, like, you know, you felt like your decisions mattered.
I don't know. Whatever lie you need to tell yourself. I had choices. I had so many choices. Did you read Rossum's defense of Hallowed Fountain decks? No. Unapologetic Hallowed Fountain lover tries to defend Hallowed Fountain decks as playable. News at 11.
Fair point. Probably made a good defense of it. But
be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. It's just whenever you're like thinking about registering Hallowed Fountain, just like hum that to yourself. You'll come around.
I just hear the sounds of, you know, the cars rolling around turn 3 and 4 at Talladega. You know, the rumble in my bones. Elfiaciones. As someone who played Magic heavily in my 2 years as an exchange student and additionally while traveling with the military, Magic is a game that, because of just the consideration for, like, needing to take the time to get through it, I wouldn't be that worried about it. You know, talk to the judge staff. Most players will slow down. It's a reasonable concern, but I have had a good experience while doing it through a language barrier. I will say that with English being my primary language, obviously I can read all the cards. But I would have more faith in the judge staff on being able to help you out with all that. Nice Deathrite Shaman blocker. Squire blocker.
All right, well, I think I'm trading this Remorseful Cleric off here too. I opted to play the Remorseful Cleric on 2 as opposed to the Damping Sphere, which maybe is a mistake in hindsight. I don't know. Like, they're both pseudo-disruption, but in post-board games, really, God bless, are we getting grape-shotted? I think we're getting grape-shotted.
Onto our blockers.
Yeah, they're gonna kill our board.
So then we're gonna take some amount. Just draw the Wrath and be done with this.
Yeah, we have 2. I left the 2 Wraths in our deck.
There's also, we've got the Chad Stutter for a turn.
Yep.
I think I mean, it's not great, but...
Yeah, I think if we miss here, I'm going to go Crack Clue plus Wall of Omens, just like give myself the most draws at it.
Yeah, Crack Clue Wall of Omens seems fine. What?
They wanted to blow up the clue. They were ghosting and you said it. They were ghosting and you said, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with they were ghosting and you said it. They wanted to use their spare mana to blow up our clue with their engineered explosives. It all happened so fast, chat. It all happened so fast. I don't
More
even...
like, what the modern?
I don't understand. I'll take it. Look at that, 3 and 2. See, every deck's a 3-2 deck. That's all I'm saying. Never didn't have it. Never didn't have it. We were gonna not draw the Wrath and die. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. All right. So, Emeria control. This is the best mono white deck I've ever played in Modern.
Neat.
I'd have to do the math, but I feel like this is not enough Bugler heads.
Probably.
I feel like I'd have to look at whatever the Hyper Geo is on hits, but my gut
16
says to me that it's technically like 18 at most, right? Yeah, because they hit each other.
So I know Coco for 6 was 26, I believe.
Yeah, but that was to find 2.
Oh,
so it gets muddled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's better than Soul Sisters and Martyr proc. So, I'm really not a huge fan of. I guess I kind of get the Ghost Quarters in the mana base. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just honestly, I feel like if I wanted to play this, you're like, Emeria is one of the big draws to being mono white. Mm-hmm. And by playing these Flagstones and these Ghost Quarters, we're basically giving up one of the potentially best things about this archetype. So I think if I were to play this, I would play a 5th Field of Ruin and maybe 1 or 2 Ghost Quarters, and then I would just play the rest as basic planes. I honestly would even consider maybe cutting 1 Emeria, just because, like, 8 lands is a lot, and by the time you get to 8 lands, you probably have 1 Emeria by then. As far as the sideboard goes, I think it felt pretty reasonable. The fact that Remorseful Cleric is a main deck Storm Hate Bear, I guess that seems reasonable.
I think 3 of them might be a lot. Like, I think you have to, like, with these decks that are trying to lean on somewhat of a prison aspect or whatever, or like high impact cards to interact in game 1, I feel like 3 Remorseful Clerics is a bit heavy when just being an aggressive, proactive deck is probably...
Is this deck in the market for the terrible enchantment that takes all of the lands out of your deck? Should we be playing Emeria Belcher?
Why not? Why not? Let's do it.
Honestly, if you wanted to get some more value out of the lands in this deck, you could trim an Emeria, because that goes down to tap land too, and you could just play some off-color cyclers in the mana base too. You could play some irrigated farmlands or the green-white one, if you want to just like a couple of ways to like mitigate flood a little bit. All right. At any rate, let's move right along here. Meme Monday. Meme Monday's just getting started, chat. We've got at least one more deck here. I'm not sure if we're gonna make it to Living Shift in turns. We'll see. We'll see how quick.